What's up, everybody? Welcome to another video here. This is going to be a video response video. I have not done a video response video in a long time. It's probably because I don't get tagged a whole lot anymore. But my homeboy, Mr. Snickers21, also known as Bill, tagged me. I believe he was also tagged by, or he was tagged by NReady. And this is basically films that you hope to see in the future on Blu-ray, or wants to see on Blu-ray at some time. Yeah, there's like so many films out there that I would like to see hit Blu-ray someday. I tried to pick a few that, you know, I didn't see on people's lists. I apologize if I did, you know, repeat some of the picks from other people. I haven't watched all the video response videos yet. But without further ado, let's get into this. So this is, I got quite a few here, so I'm just going to kind of rip through them. I just spent like a half an hour kind of going through the collection, just pulling things out at random. So I'm probably missing some obvious ones that I would like to see more. But with that said, I'm going to start with actually a really, really obvious one. And that is basically going to be, yeah, the Phantasm film. Sorry if I get these in the right fucking order. This is like truly amazing that Phantasm 1, 3, and 4 do not have Blu-ray releases. I was really hoping, you know, when Scream Factory announced their 10 new titles at Comic-Con, at San Diego's Comic-Con, that they were going to announce the Phantasm box set, since I believe they still have the rights to Part 2, and maybe, you know, announce a box set with them getting the rights to Part 5 when it gets released and putting out a whole box set, but that never happened. So yeah, I would love to see Phantasm pretty much the most, but I'd love to see all these films get released. Of course, Part 3, of course, and Oblivion also. Yeah, this is really amazing that these films don't have Blu-ray releases, considering how popular they are. I think they're popular anyways. I absolutely love the franchise, one of my favorite franchises of all time. I could watch these films all the time. I just love Phantasm. So yeah, these ones were like kind of like the obvious choice, the very first thing I thought of when I was watching the videos. So Phantasm, of course. I got a couple VHSs here. The Kindred. Now this is a film that's never even hit DVD for whatever fucking reasons. But yeah, this is one I'd love to see a Blu-ray release from. So just skip the whole DVD, put out a Blu-ray. But yeah, why doesn't this film? I think I may have read somewhere in the past that the rights to this film are all messed up or something like that. I could be thinking of something different, but I believe the rights are all messed up with this one. That's why it doesn't have a release or something like that. But yeah, I'd like to see that one get a release someday. Also, this one is on DVD, but I'd love to see a Blu-ray of this. This movie is fun as hell. So fucking gory and just awesome. It's just ridiculous. Evil Ed, of course. But yeah, you know, the DVD is out of print, goes for stupid money, but love to see this one hit Blu-ray. I think it would be an awesome, awesome release, and I think it would be such a hot seller if this ever hit Blu-ray. So, Evil Ed, yeah, gotta have that one. And there's really no order to these. I've just got shit completely at random. I'd love to see Scorpion with Two Tails hit Blu-ray, and the reason for it, mostly, this is a really fun giallo by Sergio Martino, but the transfer on this Maya Communication DVD is just terrible. It's just fucking awful, but it's a good film, and I really wish they would, you know, get a better release of this, you know, hit Blu-ray someday. But yeah, just a really, really poor transfer on this. It's just too bad, man. Maya's kind of hit and miss with their releases sometimes, with their transfers, and that one right there I don't recommend. You know, the transfer on it kind of sucks. Next up here, hitting the trauma stuff. Luther the Geek, man. I think this is one of the most underrated trauma flicks of all time. It's just, it's kind of misleading. When you look at this cover, it looks like it's going to be silly and goofy. This movie's actually played pretty straightforward, pretty straight-faced. It's not really that goofy at all. And it's gory and it's fun and it's nuts. It's just nuts. This is one I'd love to see hit Blu-ray someday. I think it could be a decent seller, I guess. Luther the Geek. This one was actually one of the first ones I thought of also, and that is the Willys. Love this anthology. It's like a PG-13 anthology, you know, more towards, or aimed towards, you know, kind of teenagers and stuff. But really fun flick. I love this anthology, like I said. But, you know, this one right here, I believe is just in full screen. This is like a shitty Echo Bridge edition of it. But yeah, you know, that's kind of the main thing. You know, I'd like to see a high-def widescreen transfer of the Willys. This one is pretty poor looking. So, but yeah, love that cover art. I actually have another edition of this too that Horseball sent me one time. It's got really cool, interesting cover art on it also. But yeah, the Willys. Next up here from Shriek Show is a film that I love and I hear no one ever talk about it, and it's Psychos in Love. This is one of those films that kind of breaks the fourth wall, and they talk to the camera and stuff like that. It's basically, you know, obviously about psychos in love. Guy meets girl, they fall in love, they go on a killing spree kind of thing, do fucking crazy shit. This is a fun flick, but I'd love to see this movie get like a really cool edition, because it just seems like lately some of the movies that have been getting the most insane editions and crazy editions are kind of obscure, not even like the best films. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Society's not my favorite film in the world, but that edition that Arrow put out of it is batshit crazy. That's just insane. But just goes to show the type of films you can get in, you know, pretty gnarly releases. And I think this is a perfect example of a film that would be pretty interesting to see get a really cool Blu-ray release, and that's Psychos in Love. Awesome flick, man. Really, really fun, crazy, fucked up shit, man. So much fun. I picked this one because Night of the Demons, of course, 1 and 2 have releases. Night of the Demons 3 does not have a release. I don't know what the deal is with this film, if the rights are all screwed up or Warner Brothers is just not giving or budging. I don't know what's up with Warner Brothers, but if they still have the rights to this. But Night of the Demons 3, not the greatest film in the world, but if you're going to have the other 2 films on Blu-ray, you know, you might as well have the whole trilogy. So Night of the Demons, yeah, like to see that one hit Blu-ray. Now, this one right here is actually one of my favorite zombie films of all time, and I would love for any other company but Code Red to release this on Blu-ray. I really hope someone does it someday, and that's The Dead Pit. I love this flick, man. The atmosphere is just fantastic, and there's something about this movie I just love to watch over and over again. I think it's the structure of it and definitely the atmosphere, but I love the zombies. It's kind of slow moving, but it's just fun as hell. Dead Pit, such a great film. Yeah, I'd love to see anybody but Code Red release this on Blu-ray. I can't remember what that chick's name is in this film, but man, she's sexy. She's awesome. But yeah, The Dead Pit, really fucking awesome stuff. There's an older release by Anchor Bay, and it's a French film called Baby Blood. This is another one that's kind of batshit crazy. It's really bloody and kind of gory and stuff, but fucking nuts film. Don't really hear a lot of people talk about it, and it's kind of unfortunate because it's a really underrated film. Really good stuff. The transfer on this isn't that bad, but I would like to see an edition with, you know, just some features on it and stuff. This one really doesn't have anything besides the trailer, but, you know, there's 2 minutes of your life. Yeah, Baby Blood, this is an awesome, awesome flick. I highly recommend it, but I'd love to see a good release of that one. Next up, here's a box set, and that is the Alan Clark collection. I was mostly thinking of, you know, Scum, maybe both versions on Blu-ray of Scum and, you know, Made in Britain and The Firm. Of course, these are all amazing flicks, man. Ray Winston, you know, Tim Roth, Gary Oldman. Alan Clark is just such an underrated director, man. Really fucking good stuff. British flicks. Not horror, these are more exploitation type films, really gritty and grimy fucking shit. Made in Britain with Tim Roth is just, it's filthy when you watch it, man. He plays a skinhead, as you can see it, swastika on his forehead right there. Yeah, look at Tim. Yeah. But yeah, just these films are batshit fucking nuts, man. Scum, basically 2 different versions of it. Theatrical, and then there was the BBFC, whatever the fuck it was. The unrated cut, which is like pretty different than the theatrical. That came out, I believe, a couple years later. But, you know, I think there's 5 films in this box set, and I would just love to see all these films get individual batshit crazy editions, man. This fucking awesome set by Blue Underground, man. I've always loved this set. It's like just another set that no one really seems to talk about for whatever reasons. I don't know. Alan Clark, really, really good stuff. Rabies, I believe this was the first film out of where did it come? from the directors of Big Bad Wolf. This was like, yeah, I can't think of where it came from because I'm ridiculously retarded right now, apparently. Yeah, you know where it came from. I'm just totally blanking on it. It'll come to me. But yeah, Rabies, man. This flick is awesome. It's so good. I remember seeing this on Netflix years ago. Probably when it first came out. And I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't really like the cover art that much. So I was like, okay, whatever. Checked it out and I was like, holy shit, man. That's a good flick, man. Really good stuff. But yeah, man. Awesome, awesome. I'd love to see a great release of this. Of Rabies. Yeah. Next up is a really goofy flick in the Boneyard. I would like to see a good release of this because, you know, this is one of these kind of, not like really budget labels, but like, you know, they call collectibles, but, you know, it's a full screen transfer, I believe, and I think it's full screen, I'm pretty sure, but it's just one of those films I would love to see a great edition of. Another one that not a lot of people really talk about. Actually, my Danny, DJ Boy 3275, actually recommended me this film, and yeah, fun shit, man. Really, really fun stuff. Next up here is a Filipino film released by Mondo Macabro called Aswang. It's basically, Aswang is a Filipino vampire, feeds on the unborn, so it kind of gives you an idea what the film is. This one's really grimy and gritty and nasty. Like Joe Bob Briggs even says this movie is nasty. It is, man. It's got some really insane parts in it. It's just dark and full of atmosphere and just crazy, but I love to see a fucking great release of this film. Another one I don't hear a lot of people talk about, which is very, very unfortunate because it's such a good film. Yeah, I highly recommend this film. Definitely check this one out from Mondo Macabro. This one right here, I believe, does not have a Region 1 release. If it does, correct me if I'm wrong. And that is Twisted Nerve. Actually, this is the film that has the theme, or the, you know, kind of that famous score, you know, the one you hear in Kill Bill. That's where that comes from, is from Twisted Nerve. This movie is fantastic. Like, wow, this is such a good film. Made my top 10 of 1968. I don't really want to get into the plot of this one, but if you've never seen Twisted Nerve, man, you gotta check this shit out. But where's the really, really good release of this, man? You know, all 113 minutes, awesome, awesome stuff right here. But I don't know if you want to check it out. If you got yourself an all-region player, pick it up. Awesome, it's super cheap. I think I got this for like a couple pounds. Next up is another anthology, and that is the Necronomicon. This one is I seriously cannot believe this doesn't have like a Region 1 release, or, you know, I'd love to see this on Blu-ray. This is the French edition of this film. Unfortunately, this one actually has the French subtitles, I believe, burnt into it. So when you watch it, it's just like that. I have no fucking idea why they would ever do that, not have the option to take the subtitles off the screen, because it's kind of irritating when you watch it, but it is a really nice digipack edition. But this one needs a Blu-ray release. Like, seriously, guys. Come on. Anyone watching this, put this shit out. This is fantastic stuff right here. Necronomicon. Next up is a total random one I grabbed, and that is Farmhouse. This is one I don't really hear a lot of people talk about either, but came out, I believe, a couple years back in 2010, and it's good, man. It's about this couple. I think they lose a baby and they go for a trip, and they get into a car accident. They get stuck at this farmhouse, and then basically shit goes down. But there's some twists and turns in this, and it's a good flick, man. I just really wish more people would check this out, but it just kind of caught me off guard. I wasn't really expecting a whole lot from it. I picked it up for super cheap one time, and just surprised the hell out of me. But I'd love to see this one get a really good release too. Farmhouse. Next up is horror. I know I'm just going on and on and on. I got too many films here. This is an awesome fucking film right here. Really, really cool stuff. Directed by, I'm forgetting his name right now. I can't. Dante Tomaselli. He's done a few other films. This is a really interesting and great Halloween film, where two stories kind of come together in this, and it's just a really interesting, awesome flick that I love to see a great release from. The transfer is pretty good on this film. Not the greatest in the world. It's released by Elite. But yeah, this is a fucking awesome flick, my Dante Tomaselli. Newer flick here, watched recently a couple months back in my marathon, and that's the Super. I would love to, because this is a limited edition release, and I think this is the only release it has right now. This needs to come out in Blu-ray, 100%. This is a fantastic film, just like crazy, batshit crazy about the superintendent, basically, you know, looking after this building, and you know, shit goes down in the building. You got an appearance by Necro, the rapper, and his scenes in this film are totally unnecessary. It's like they just put him in the film for the hell of it, but whatever. The Super, fun fucking movie. I Drink Your Blood. Now, I'm pretty sure that Grindhouse has plans to release this on Blu-ray because they're releasing all their back catalog on Blu-ray, but, you know, this one needs to hit Blu-ray because this transfer is not really the greatest on here, and this movie is fantastic. I know Zach will definitely 100% agree with me. This movie, you know, for him is like a 10 out of 10. It's probably one of the grossest fucking movies I've ever seen in my life. When they're eating those meat pies infected with rabies blood, I literally gag every time I watch that. It's disgusting. But yeah, fucking awesome flick, man. Needs an awesome Grindhouse edition. Like all those amazing editions they're putting out. Can you imagine I Drink Your Blood? That would be sick. Mausoleum needs a re-release. I know it was in a double pack released by Anchor Bay. This is a bootleg that I have. Actually, it's got a pretty good transfer on it, but this one, I would love to see a Blu-ray release of it because it's a fun flick that not really a lot of people talk about because I don't think a lot of people have actually seen this movie. Yeah, Mausoleum, great stuff. Just watched this one the other night. Now, this movie needs a Blu-ray release. Ebola Syndrome is just some fucking batshit ridiculousness. Anthony Wong does an amazing job in this film. He basically contracts, or he's carrying the Ebola virus, but he's like 1 in 10 million people that it doesn't affect. But the thing is, he's infecting everyone else around him, and it gets pretty batshit crazy. Ebola Syndrome. Awesome fucking flick, man. I loved it. Loved every minute of it. Next up, of course, is the obvious choice in Tales from the Hood. Who doesn't want to see Tales from the Hood on Blu-ray? I doubt this thing will ever hit Blu-ray for some weird reason. It's just because HBO doesn't seem to release any of their stuff, and I think they still have the rights to it. Not the rights, because they made this movie, but you know what I'm saying. Tales from the Hood needs a Blu-ray release. Oh, it would just be so amazing if they put this out. Got this thing, it's like the original Snapper case. Pretty fucking, yeah, I don't really mind Snapper cases. Some people hate them so much, but Hard Rock Zombies, batshit ridiculous film. I would love to see a great release of this because this movie's transfer sucks. Like the transfer on this sucks. Not the greatest, but really stupid but fun film, man. Just it has a little bit of everything in it. I mean, just from the back, you can see what you're gonna get. There's, you know, obviously Hitler and. Oh, this movie is fucking stupid, but it's fun. Then we got actually one non-horror one here, but I'd love to see Arena get a wicked Blu-ray release because that movie is awesome. Just fun shit. You know what you're gonna get with that. Man vs. Monsters, fighting in Arena. It's pretty awesome. Actually, all these movies are pretty fun. Time Guardian's not the greatest, but Eliminators is fun. America 3000 is pretty cool. Yeah, sci-fi shit there. Shout Factory. And House of Clocks by Lucio Fulci. Love to see a Blu-ray of this. One of my, you know, I always say this is like the most underrated Lucio Fulci film. It's really good, man. I like the premise of this film. It's fantastic. It's got that total Fulci vibe to it. Really cool premise with the clocks and stuff. So, but yeah, House of Clocks. Oh, and one more here. Every classic Universal monster film that's never been released on Blu-ray, besides like all the original ones. This whole box set. Here, I'll grab this right now because I was doing my top 10 Universals last night. If anyone watched that video, but every film in here that doesn't have a Blu-ray release needs one because Universal classic monsters are just amazing. And yeah, but you know, this is a pretty damn good edition of all the films. But this is a Blu-ray box that would be even better. So. But yeah, the Universal Monsters. And yeah, that is gonna do it for this 20-minute fucking video response. I knew that was gonna happen. Basically, I need to tag some people, I guess. So I'm gonna tag my man Derek and my man Zach, if you guys are still watching. Derek and Zach, and I'm also going to tag JP. Probably will not see this video or be watching this long, but I will tag those guys to you know, make a video about some films that you want to see on Blu-ray. So that's going to do it for the video, and I'm going to get back to watching Cyclone. Look at this. I'm watching Cyclone. This movie is way too long. It's taking me like 3 turns to get through. It's like 2 hours long. It does not need a Blu-ray release, by the way. Alright, so anyways, guys, that's going to do it for the video response. Hope you enjoyed it. Bill, if you stuck through the whole 20 minutes, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace out. Yeah.